Sentinel ships are some of the coolest starships you can acquire in No Man's Sky. They transform when you land and take off, they can stop and hover like a helicopter, they can do your taxes for you, but since friendly NPCs are never flying these ships around, how do you acquire them? Well, there are 3 different ways to find Sentinel ships that you can repair and claim as your own. There's the quick way, the long way, and the fun way. To limit any stress on your precious brain box, you can just borrow the glyphs of a planet from someone in the community. For instance, this cutie right here can be found on planet Purple Ketchup, which you can find with these glyphs at this location. It's only a B class, but that's because it's the best at being blue. If you want to be able to find a ship on your own though, you'll want to start by warping to a dissonant system. This indicates the existence of a corrupt planet, the only type of planet with downed Sentinel ships. After going to a dissonant system and finding the planet marked with corrupted Sentinels, you can land anywhere on the surface to begin your adventure. It's important that you find the corrupted Sentinels, not just aggressive Sentinels, because we need the kinds of Sentinels that will take bribes. You'll then need to be on the lookout for dissonance resonators, which show up on the compass with this icon that looks like a skinny grandpa reaching for my Werther's original. Then just start blasting. Avoid the other Sentinels and focus on taking out these tall boys until you receive an echolocator. You may get one on your first try, but most likely you'll have to create quite a few enemies before getting more than just the inverted mirror that they typically drop, one of which you will need for the ship repair. Don't worry about disrupting their productivity, they were just digging for worms. As you go through this stage, be on the lookout for radiant shards and Atlantis Asylum, which you'll need shortly to repair the ship. Once you get an echolocator, scan it and it'll show you the location of a little unique base identified as a harmonic echo. Fly over to it or take the bus if you have a city pass and go up to the console in the middle. You'll need to scan the memory registers and do some light math to figure out the 3 codes. If you have a calculator and a couple professors on standby, it should only take a day or 2 to unlock the code. Then, translating these numbers into their respective glyphs, add them to the sequence in any order. I've tried every combination and it always works as long as you have the correct 3 numbers. This will let you unlock a special multi-tool that you can swap out for free, and more importantly, the location to that planet's Sentinel ship. Fly over or take a scooter to that location, and from there you get a few gifts from inside the ship and one critical component. This is the hyaline brain that needs to be probed to, once again, reveal another important location for repairing the ship. I found that the probe button doesn't always work, so I need to make a restore point and reload to unlock it. This new location will be an ancient temple that's not even a little bit dusty, where you can brush up on your language learning. At the base of the tower, you can present the brain to be transformed into a harmonic brain, capable of fixing the ship and doing some killer backup singing. Back at the crash site, just add the final components and it's yours. It has all the basic components of a standard ship, but they go by different names to make it feel special. Pulse engine is now luminance drive, landing gear is now anti-gravity well. It's just too cool for school. You can use standard items to repair and refuel these, but you also have the option to use corrupt planet specialties like radiant shards, which are always on sale. But if that method seems too dull, you can always swap out the dissonance resonator hunting for a more exciting challenge. Simply get the attention of corrupt sentinels in a dissonant system, I typically do this by throwing crunchy flaming hot Cheetos at them, and then take the fight to space. From there, you'll have to defeat 5 waves of Sentinel ships until you reach the big bad space barge. If you have a squadron by your side, summon the power of friendship to destroy all the defense turrets, the final swarm of attack ships, and throw everything you have at the capital ship's hull. I like to mix up my attacks with some positron ejector, rocket launcher, photon cannon, and stuffed rabbits. Eventually, it'll give in and become one with the great fireball. Come on, let's go, there it is. Giving you a sense of accomplishment and a Dreadnought AI fragment. When activated, no matter where you are, it will point you to the nearest system with a downed Sentinel ship, and highlight the approximate location on that planet. Now you've avoided spending 5 minutes locating the harmonic echo base and exchanged it for spending 15 minutes taking out a dreadnought. The process continues just as before with the Highline brain that can't even think for itself and the temple that sells smoke machines. The greatest swell of anticipation is felt when launching the ship for the first time. Figuring out how these ships take off is like finally learning how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. It tells you so much about the personality of that ship and informs whether you'll want to keep it or sell it for the absurdly inflated sum of 40 million plus units. This quickly makes up for any disappointment when you don't immediately fall in love with your ship. There's plenty of variants out there, so keep hunting and you'll find that special someone in no time. Remember, each planet only has one type of ship, so you'll need to go to other dissonant systems to find new options. If you have any questions on this process, let me know in the comments or just tell me what you're planning on consuming for dinner tonight. Until next time, I'm Dirt the Gamer, and you probably aren't, unless this is you, Dirt, watching from the future, in which case, why? Why are you here? You already know how this ends. Take a shower.